What's up, y'all? Peace, peace, peace. It's been a good while since I went live. I'm kind of doing this to get a little more bang for the buck with the recording, not necessarily expecting anyone to jump on here, but if anyone does, that's dope. I'll say hello, but it won't be that long here. First of all, I want to extend a huge thanks for everyone that's been supporting the new tape, the new EP that I dropped with Vince Vega. That's streaming on all platforms now. I'm enjoying the feedback, and some of the feedback is what's inspiring me to jump on here and say a couple things now. You know, my people from Rap Olympus. I want to shout out the good folks over at rapolympus.com. They mentioned in their review of our project social commentary, and I thought that was interesting because while hip hop is known to reflect that, I didn't necessarily. I don't know. I don't always think of it that way, but that's just naturally how I flow, right? This is how I vibe. Kind of the things that's on my mind at the time. For someone that hasn't owned a television for probably well over a decade now, I guess I do have a lot to say. But thus the topic for this, I'm running out of power here. Thus the topic when I posted, dating is dead. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. Dating is dead. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. But it's clear to see that this conflict, and I'm calling it the conflict because it's a global conflict that's been going on really for centuries. This conflict is intensifying. And while the arms component, right? I mean, you could take off an arm and still have the rest of your body, right? Like six, like almost before 6. Yeah. That's all right, man. Thanks for everything, all right? All right. I'll let you know when I get back, all right? That's the fam right there. Okay, as I was saying, the conflict is intensifying. You know, we are looking at it as segments, but this thing has been going on for thousands of years. And we're coming to the end of it now. And what's happening is people are losing sight of the real battleground, which is in the mind. And this conflict has a lot to do with the time. Well, the time, as we're taught by the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, is a product of relationships. And relationship is evident in what we perceive as time. Because time is a result of the earth's relationship with the sun. You catch what I'm saying, right? This is what we know as time. So what's going on at this moment right now has to do a lot with relationship. Thus why I am suggesting that dating is something we want to do away with. Easy for me to say. I'm not trying to be self-righteous about it, but I'm just bearing witness to this and putting it out there on my little platform and my little ministry that I express through hip-hop and other creative means. But this is becoming dangerous in this hour. With all of the propaganda we see going on online, everything that we're hearing, people getting set up, people being killed, people being used for money, for physical pleasure. No, especially for all my brothers out there. The last I checked, it was 1 in 29 black men. 1 out of 29 would be killed by murder. That's different from, that's compared to like 1 in 600 something for white women and 1 in 120 something for black women. 1 in 29. Most of this charged with bad relationships. If we're to be on code in this next phase, and it's getting serious out here, then we're going to have to do away with the dating. The social commentary that connects to this is on our project, is on a song. Well, it's sprinkled all over the place. I always talk about relationship in my music. But there's a song called Don't Do That. I'm sorry. There's a song called Don't Do That. And I say, and I quote, "Your fate is there waiting. Don't be mistaken. It's marriage over strange, courtship over dating. They say dating, but we know the word it's replacing. It starts with an S and it ends with you paying. A whole lot of frustration, a lot of time wasted, unwanted creation." Courtship, and I won't go into it here, is probably the next wave that we want to start employing, especially as men. Why? Because we are inherent leaders in our family structure. So if we can lead the way in this effort, we may be able to see the result that we need, but it's not for the weak. I have consistently made this mistake, and I have vowed not to make this mistake again. You have to become pressure in courtship, brother. Now, there's a very refined way that, for example, the Nation of Islam does it, but I think with a little bit of consideration and research, you can employ it in your life and just take the sexual charge out of it. Group up with some like-minded people, another married couple that can accompany you in your courtship so that you can properly ask the questions to this potential mate to see and really investigate if you two are made for each other. If the individual refuses to answer the questions, if they don't agree to the courtship, if you find yourself being uncomfortable, well, then that's an indication that we have some work to do. Don't you think? I think so. We can't afford to waste any more time in relationship where the person might be okay, but then they're related to somebody who's related to somebody who, at a drop of a dime, if they come into your life, everything changes. Is that a risk that we should be willing to take today? I don't think so. No, not in this hour. This is not a drill, y'all. This is the real thing. And while people are out here waving confirmation. While people are out here waving national flags like this is some kind of soccer game, trust me, our lives are at stake here, beginning with what we are thinking when it comes to this life. Now, I'm your OG brother, and I think I've earned the right to mention this type of thing to you. And unfortunately, we got a lot of old dudes that are still kind of hanging on to the old way of doing things, and they're going to try to talk that nonsense. But I will not do that. Not on a platform like this. I mean, some of what I'm saying is in adult nature, and, you know, I'm not saying I'm perfect by any means, but good intentions only here. I think we need to reconsider how we've been going about approaching marriage, quote unquote, dating. A little bit goes a long way. A small change can end up in a big result, and just taking into consideration, does this person even want to address what is really going on in their life to ensure that they want to give something to you, that you in turn want to give something to them, instead of wasting each other's time, money, and resources. Let me know what you think, y'all. Peace.